You are listening to an Audio Box original story. Please like and subscribe, and I will create more stories for your listening pleasure.
The Bathhouse Chapter 7. The Red Room. The cellar stairs didn't lead to a basement. It felt like a descent into a throat of an underground tomb. As Glia and Rayon moved deeper, the gray dampness of the forest was swallowed by a pulsing rhythmic crimson. The red light was so thick, it felt like walking through a heartbeat. At the bottom of the stairs, the clinking sound was deafening, and a terrible odor permeated the air that forced Glia and Rayon to wince as they tried not to breathe the stench that came from whatever lied ahead of this underground catacomb. "More bodies?" Glia said as she took in shallow breaths. "These look like they have been here for a while and may have been a part of some genetically induced experiment that went wrong." "Yeah, deadly wrong," Rayon said as he stepped over a decaying corpse. Its eyes were sunk in, its fingers shriveled like an old prune that had been left in the bottom of a fridge too long. One body laid limp, collapsing on itself. It was hunched over and propped up against some kind of metallic refrigeration unit, about the size of a coffin. "There must be at least 12 of these," Glia said as she scanned the area through the bright red glow. Rayon nodded. He pinched his nostrils as he slowly stepped over the bodies that were haphazardly dumped out of the refrigerator containers. "Whoever did this is mentally unstable," he whispered, trying not to take in much air. Glia pointed to a room in the distance, the noises coming from there. They both readied their weapons and proceeded with caution. They found the source of the loud, clinking sound that was pounding in their ears as they got closer. It was a small, mechanical arm, part of a dismantled medical bot, and it was rhythmically striking a series of steel pipes over and over. Beside the machine stood a bank of monitors, their screens glowing with a grainy, high-definition video feed. Glia's blood ran cold as she looked at the flickering monitor. On the screen was Carver, the man with the limp from her visions. He was strapped into a chair, his face a mask of agony as the neural shunt in his spine glowed a sickly green. Over the screen, words were spray-painted in black across the glass of the monitor. "The architect dies," Glia Rayon whispered, his hand going to his head. The red light seemed to be vibrating with his pulse. "Look at the main screen." The video of Carver flickered and died. It was replaced by a live feed from a camera within the room they were currently standing in. The camera was positioned high in a corner they hadn't checked. "Look at what these lunatics have done," Subject 012 said as the screen flickered again and a figure appeared on the screen. He was sitting in a throne-like chair in a room draped in black silk. He was shirtless, his skin a canvas of intricate, traditional Japanese tattoos. Dragons and lotus flowers intertwined with the jagged scars of the CX-31 shunts. He wore the heavy gold rings of a Yakuza enforcer. Subject 012 didn't show his face. He kept it in the shadows, letting only the ink on his muscular shoulders speak for his status. "You are late, Glia." The voice came through the monitors, distorted and deep, like shifting gravel. "You carry your father's name, but you walk in the shoes of a dead girl." "Subject 012, Glia said, her voice steady despite the hammer of her heart. "What did you do to Carver?" "I showed him the pure instinct he worked so hard to create," the ghost replied. The screen flickered, showing a tactical map of the forest around the cottage. Multiple red dots were closing in on their position. "Cain did not send you here to investigate. He sent you here to be erased. He is forming his own pack, Ash, a mercenary group built on the blood of Purgatory's failures." Rayon snarled, his eyes beginning to glow with the savage hue. "He set us up. A tactical squad is 4 minutes out." The ghost continued. "They are not Purgatory agents. They are Ash. They will kill anything that breathes in this forest. Cain wants the seed dead and the founder's daughter buried in the mud. That's why you walk in the shoes of a dead girl." Glia looked at the screen, her mind racing. "Why are you telling us this? You said my father has to pay." "He will," the ghost whispered, the monitor flickering with the image of a Yakuza crest, a dragon coiled around a broken needle. "But I will not let Cain steal my vengeance. I am watching from the shadows, Glia. Survive the forest, and perhaps you will be worthy of joining me to end these lunatics that destroy lives to create weapons that will eventually go mad. Rayhon, that is what is happening to you. The serum is not stable forever. It heightens your strength and abilities, but when you don't take the serum, it makes you timid like a lapdog to control and treat you with disrespect. Rayhon took out a vial from the pouch on his waist. I need to take this if we are to stand a chance to survive. Understood, Glia said, but please stay in control. Subject 012 came back on the screen as it flickered in and out. Rayhon, that serum they gave you will destroy you and make you savage. It's not safe to take. There is a box under the table labeled CX44, and I have placed some of the metabolic cell formula this lab was working on in that box. Trust me if you want to make it out alive. Take it. It will stabilize your cellular metabolic process. You will be in total control, and your agility and strength will be enhanced beyond anything you have experienced. Don't use that other crap they give you to keep you in check. Trust me, and take the chains off that bound you from being a mad dog uncontrollable and a servant to these cold-blooded lunatics. The monitors went black. The clinking machine stopped. The silence that followed was broken by the distant, heavy thud of a helicopter's rotors and the muffled sound of boots hitting the porch upstairs. Glia, I found the box, Rayhon said, his body tensing as he braced for the injection. I can't believe I'm trusting this mad man. But my handlers were worse than him, he thought. The serum took hold of his muscles and he felt a strength like never before, but yet different and more controlled. They're here.
Thank you for returning. Please like and subscribe, and more chapters will be on the way. I write original stories and create an audio version for your listening pleasure. These stories are a work in progress, so subscribe and comment, and it will inspire me to keep the chapters coming. Thanks again for stopping by.